mental health activist for youth living with HIV, Nation Voice Foundation that works in Rwanda and in Canada to help more than 1,000 young people, more than $40,000 stems from my personal life as a young person living in Rwanda and living with HIV. Some long periods of depressions and other mental health issues that almost led to a suicide. Hello, my name is Ishimwe Agape. I'm a visual artist, mental health activist for youth living with HIV, and I'm also a student at ALU, African Leadership University, doing my bachelor in entrepreneurial leadership. And how I learned about Nation Voice Foundation was through their partner, an organization that I volunteer with called the Transformational Leadership Center, TLC. And they approached us in terms of looking for people who can help in videography and graphic design or anything visual in general, which why I come in because as I said before, I'm a visual artist, but not only a visual artist, I'm also a photographer, videographer, and graphic designer, which is what I've been doing for Nation Voice Foundation up to this point. I would like also to take this opportunity to tell you about FCC, Friends Career Center, a youth-led organization that works in Rwanda and in Canada to help young people in career guidance, work empowerment, and also mental health. For now, we have worked with more than 1,000 young people. We've initiated 15 youth-led businesses, and we've raised more than $40,000. And we are not stopping. We are continuing because as of now, we are mentoring our 5th cohort. I will also take this opportunity to tell you about Ujeni Gomora, Kinyarwanda word that translates to Art That Heals, which is a project that we initiated in 2023. The goal of this project is to help young people living with HIV to accept themselves, to heal their wounds, and to get empowered using art. So far, we've worked, we've started with a cohort. With the funding from the MasterCard Foundation, we were able to pilot a first cohort of 10 young people whom we mentored for 2 years. And now we are ready to go on with the second cohort, which also will mentor for 1 year. And through all these years, it was a good time to reflect, re-strategize, and reform the kind of teaching and the program that we're giving to these young people. I would like to talk about the reason I started Ujeni Gomora. This is a project that stems from my personal life as a young person living in Rwanda and living with HIV. I suffered a lot of stigma, societal stigma, but also a self-stigma that I developed as a response to what I was experiencing. And this thing really bothered me throughout my teenagehood, where I suffered long periods of depressions and anxiety and other mental health issues that followed me throughout my teenage years. But I was always strengthened by the fact that my father also, an HIV positive activist, will always empower me and strengthen me. But everything changed when he died in 2012. I was left alone as the only member in the family living with HIV, and that really took a toll on my mental health as I didn't have the support that I had from my dad. All this led to a mental breakdown that I had, which really almost led to a suicide. But with the help from therapists and other mental health professionals, I was able to recover and came back to my full capacity. I was able to recover and heal to the fullest. I was able to recover and get well and get better again. So throughout all those years of suffering and depressions and other mental health issues, art was always a pillar. When I would be anxious and I would be depressed, I'd always pick up my book and draw something. And that would really ease my mental pain. And with the healing, after the healing process, after realizing what art can do, I decided to help others in my community who are going through the same thing that I went through. After so many consultations with many people in my community, we decided to initiate Ubugeni Gomora or other hills to help these young people who are going through the same thing that I was going through. And during that same period, I decided to come out with my status. And it's because of two reasons. First of all, my coming out provided me with a freedom that I've never felt before. People knowing who I am and me not feeling ashamed or that I should hide all the time really gave me the freedom to know that I can live as myself and most people in the society will accept me. And that was really empowering. And the second reason was that I needed to act as a role model to these young people that I was mentoring. I needed to act on what I was talking about. That, we people living with HIV, we are like everybody else, that we don't need to hide and that we can really live fully as ourselves in the community. So I'm a living example that is possible, that people living with HIV can live as themselves fully and embrace their identity with authenticity and, fulfill their capabilities and their dreams. So my work is not done. My work have just started. There's so many people who still have stigma. There's still so many misinformation about HIV. And there's so many information that is not shared to the public. So many findings that are kept in the scientific circles or in the HIV plus community. So my goal is to really put out as much as information that I can put out, is to really educate people by interacting with them, by living with them, and by living as an example that somebody living with HIV can really is a normal person and can live in society as a normal person, interact with people, and also fulfill and also contribute to the betterment of the country and the continent as a whole.
Hi, Agape.
Hey, man.
So, how you become a visual artist?
Right. So, since I was young, I've been drawing. Since I was very young, I remember I used to draw my name. I think my name was the first drawing I did. I was really happy. So, growing up, I never knew anybody who used to do art. Like, I never knew you can even make a career out of art. But I just loved it. It made me cool. Kids liked me because I used to draw for them.
Okay.
And also the teachers in the science classes and everything. So I just continued doing it as a hobby. My family would encourage me and stuff. And then when I finished my high school, that's when I decided that I want to do art full time.